Emergency tow line for water sports. How to make one that's light, compact, and affordable. I've decided to go for 25 feet of kite line, which is 500-pound test. Should be plenty strong for a tow back to the beach. A harness, which floats, at least mine does, some may not, but mine floats. You can see it float without it touching the bottom. So yeah, harness definitely floats even with the metal hook. As a hold-on point to hold on, and I'm using my life jacket over there just for holding the line, because I have a lot of little tools on there, my cell phone's on there, and this is where I've decided to hold that because I always take my life jacket because I use Endomondo for tracking my sessions, so even if it's hot out, I still have it out there because it's a good pouch for my cell phone. As a side note, this type of tow line is designed for windsurfing or wind foiling boards, to where this board would have a sail and tow, and the remaining board would either have something wrong or something broke, and they would have their gear and rig wrapped up on top of their board or something like that. If it's a shorter tow, I'm sure this would work with them just having their sail in the water and you could tow. It could also be if it's a beginner and they're just not figuring it out, you tow them back. But yeah, definitely depending on your weight, 120 to 150 liters for a tow board or more. If I was on a 100-liter board, I don't think I'd be having much fun towing someone else, even if my rig was squared away and the other rig was, just because a little extra buoyancy is nice when you're towing. Also, you could easily, rather than tying the back line onto the back foot straps, you could tie it onto the back of the tower's harness, because that's where a lot of the force is located, so you just tie it on the back of that, and if you feel more comfortable with that, that might be a more balanced tow point to tow the person in the back. So choice is up to you on that one. Although I think this type of tow system would work well with other water sports, assuming the tower board had either a wing or a kite or some way to tow, and the back board at least had a not too draggy setup, if that makes sense. So a kite in the water may work if it's kind of wrapped closer. A wing should work, definitely. But yeah, that's the idea. Less drag here, no drag here, normal loadout, and maybe a longer fin would be beneficial, not a tiny little fin. So if you need to go upwind a little bit, you know, upwind tacks, you can do that. Anyway, just side notes. On one knot, I'm just going to make a box knot. Holds together. Notice I'm going to make a loop with a bowline, up and around, and then back down and through the center. Just like that. I'm going to finish it off with a box knot just as a security knot. There we go, and kind of pull that tight. So I have a loop end and a knot end. The knot end goes back to the harness line for the board you're towing, and the loop end goes to the back of the foot straps. All you do is you go through the back, and you can just push down to make sure it's low. And I found if you go out far here with this loop, and I'll just give it there, go through like this, and pull all the way through, it has a tendency to not stay centered. Like it goes here and it catches, and you don't want this pulling off center. So I found if you just go tight to about right here, no, actually a little bit about right here, what happens if it gets towed, it centers itself just like this. There's enough leverage on this angle to maintain centered, and that's going to be really nice, because if you're towing, you don't want a tow source coming from here to here, because it make the person towing the other person off center. But with this, it's real easy, and it's kind of an auto correct, keep it nice and aligned. Now going back, take this line here, and I have a harness ready to go. Preferably one that floats is good, because then if the harness gets pulled off, then it'll float, and you just paddle and grab it for the rest of the tow back. And the harness, anywhere you want to attach is fine, but here I have a nice outward hook here. So with this, you just go around once like this, put a loop like this for a bowline, go down, up and over the back, and through this, and give it a pull. Cool thing about the bowline, it's really easy to attach, and it's easy to release if you need to. Now, have a good tow line here that can pull nice and even. And for the towee, I assume if the board is wider, you could just do a like this tow, or if it's narrow, you want a little bit more leveling, you just go like this and pull this way, arms out in front, and the tow line can pull you back pretty easily, and it's a long enough line that it shouldn't be any issues with wake or getting away and stuff like that. Of course, you make it short if you want, but I like a little bit of length here. Okay. Yeah, just like that. Back to shore. To remove the bowline, I find it easy just to pull right here to release a little pressure, and then the loop releases. You can leave this knot in place. And for the back, just pull this here all the way out and pull this straight through, and you can leave these loops in place for a future tow. It isn't fun to take out knots, especially if you're in a fast situation where you might need to tow someone quickly. If they're going towards some boats or some docks or some rocks, you want to be able to tow them quickly and get them back to shore as fast as possible. So a way to store this that won't tangle, or at least a lot less chances tangle, is this. Quite simply, take end to end, and while holding this, run the line all the way, and make sure these little loops are out, all the way to this end. Then take this here and do the same. The halving of this makes it really easy to store, and then do it again, half, and half. This, and I found one more half is good. And now this is a spot on my life jacket I just don't use very much, so I can still have access to the tightening of it, but I found right here, I can go ahead and just tie a simple knot around here. Like that. And I found a way to finish this off to make sure it'll stay, is all I need is one additional loop off of each side, like this, and then do a couple extra knots, just as the security knots so the big knot won't come out. The smaller knots seem to have even better hold and bind to coming loose. I mean, it's still really easy to come off. And that isn't going to get in my way, and I can still tighten and loosen. You could put this in a pouch, in a sail pouch, anywhere you like. This is just where I like to put this in my life jacket. I've got my whistle and an extra downhaul line or outhaul line, whatever I need. Have an extra tool, and this is where my cell phone goes. So this is a nice thing that's going to come with me every time I'm out. And if I need to give a tow, I'm good to go. Yeah, well, let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, and share. And yeah, love to hear your thoughts. Have a great day and have a safe, fun time on the water. See ya.